It's okay. We build it. We can build it again. Gina, stop!
Damn it, Joe!
What's up, everyone? So today in the Send It Mafia, Crazy Joe's garage, we're building a set of 1-tons. I got a Dana 60 high pinion front, and then we've got a Sterling 10.5 rear to go onto Hoppy. This is the one that we rolled in Uwharrie at our fall trip of 2024. Got a little, come over here where you can see it. We got a little bit of damage, did some trail repair, kind of hit the top a little bit, hit a bad bump going up Gatekeeper and rolled it. So got to rebuild those axles, ended up ripping some stuff off, bent our steering, but he ripped one of the rear, I believe, yeah, it was the rear control arm bracket. Ripped this guy off, and then kind of tweaked up our track bar mount a little bit. Got all that re-welded up yesterday. And then these are still running. As you can see, it's still got the factory style hub on the end. So we haven't actually changed any gears in these. These are still factory gears, carrier setup, everything. We didn't do anything. All we did was truss them, throw them under there, see what they would do. We now have, I believe it's that stack. Yeah, that is the stack for these axles. So we got motive gear, gears and pinion, and we've got all of our setup bearings, then master rebuild kits. We're going to be running full spools. That's what's in those two boxes there. So there'll be no mechanical, no electrical. It'll just be full spools. This is going to be a strict trail rig. I believe I'm not sure what all else we're doing to it. This is Joe Kopp's Jeep ship box. Out here, let me give you a little tour of the shop. Since this is our first video, let you know what's going on. We've got Hoppy. This is Maddie Kopp's Jeep. It's the one that we broke we don't have that axle out here anymore. She had broke her, she had a Dana 30 in the front, snapped the tube on it in Jeep Affair last year. So she got Hoppy's axles, then we picked up a couple sets of tons. Those axles there, that's a 05 Dana 60, Sterling 10.5. That's for the YJ on the other side of Hoppy. These are Matt Smith's old axles. So we got a Dana 30 and a Dana 44 rear for a JK. Then we've got a pre-05 set of 60 and 10.5. That is going to be Shipbox's future axles. We're hoping to get that done this year is the goal, but our goal right now, our focus is we're going to get these axles built and ready for Hoppy before April to go to Windrock. So if y'all want to hang out with me today, we're gonna build some axles, watch some YouTube. Of course, I can't play that while the video's going, but it's a little chilly here today. Sorry about that, my video cut short. So a little bit about us. We are Send It Mafia off-road. We're based out of Craven County, North Carolina. That's why I'm currently in Havelock right now, and this is our main shop. We do most of our builds right here in this driveway. We're backyard mechanics. We are not some big shots or nothing like that. We don't do this. A lot of this stuff we're learning as we go. My background, I did come from automotive. I do know how to build axles. None of this that you're going to see on any of our videos are going to be how to. They're just what we do, and we're all about some input, but not trying to, not looking for the assholes. If you want to be an asshole about it, please leave us the hell alone. We're just trying to have some fun and do some cool stuff. This is something that all of us are very passionate about. So, this is Send It Mafia. So one thing I did just notice, I went to go turn this pinion. That hub is currently locked. And that axle's spinning. And there's zero resistance on that. We were pretty sure we did strip out these hubs. We heard a lot of noises. So we do have new Uwharrie locking hubs coming for here. Start getting this thing tore down. Well, took forever, but finally got that guy off of there. It was not rusted on. I could wiggle it, but I could not get the piston to compress. Ended up having to pry it off and rip part of the piston. But that thing is locked up. And it's crazy because this thing was driving like not long ago. We were driving it down the road and we went to Uwharrie. That brake's locked up. So we're gonna keep hacking away at this. Gotta try to get this guy off. These things are seized solid. Might try that little crown trick we've been seeing on TikTok. See if we can break them free. And of course, I guess it won't really matter because I'm gonna have to get those, but still might try it. Haven't done that before. Might try it, see what happens. Just gonna keep hacking away. Well, she don't want to come loose, and I don't have my torches. We'll try to heat this guy up and see if we can't get it out. Let's see what happens. See if the old DeWalt with a little bit of heat from the propane. Oh yeah. See if I'll get this one now. I didn't heat this one yet. Alright, we're gonna have to put a little heat on that one. We'll see what happens. Just so you know, I did get the caliper bracket off. Got that off there. Now we're taking the locking hub apart. No idea what I'm doing. I have never actually been into one of these manual locking hub wise. Well, take that back. I had years ago. So getting ready to figure it out. Worst case scenario, I do have the old YouTube on the TV back behind me. We'll look it up and work our way through it. Definitely YouTube certified mechanics here. So you're gonna come along with me, and we're gonna see what does the locky lock on this thing. See how all that operates. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Might be ruining this thing, but you know what? These are getting replaced. Ooh. Don't think there's supposed to be dirt in there. So this locks in. That should be locked there. Yeah. Should be locked. And that should be unlocked. It slides this gear here in and out. Allows it to spin. When you lock it, it locks it in to where you can't spin it. Unlocked. I can spin this thing freely. So that guy's actually still working. We will probably hold on to that just in case as a spare. Like I said, we do got new Uwharrie locking hubs coming off the old Amazon, the online parts store. I'll set that guy over here on the table. Save him for a little bit. That looks pretty good in here. I think that hub is still going to be usable. Don't think we got to replace it. It didn't really have any play. Actually looked pretty good when we first got it. There was this whole axle looked like it had somebody had recently gone through it. I don't know why they wouldn't have changed those guys up. They were changing everything. Maybe those are maybe those factory hubs are actually pretty decent and hold up. I don't know. Let me let me hear from some of y'all if y'all are running those factory hubs on a rock crawler off-roader Dana 60. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are, and let me know if y'all aren't, what y'all are running, and how they're holding up. Because I mean, we've got 2 more sets out there currently to build. I mean, we're nonstop. Seems like we're working on axles here lately. Everybody's trying to upgrade. Seems like about 2 years ago, everybody was on a 2.5, 3-inch lift with some 35s, mostly 33s. Some of us were on 35s, and now I think Pebbles there is one of the smaller ones. She's still running some 35s, and everybody else is on 37s and 40s. So we're definitely moving up. Just about everybody's locked. No, I think everybody in our group is locked. So we're definitely moving up. See what happens. So got the inner bolts taken out for the hub. Or yeah, I guess the hub, whatever you want to call it, right? So we're just kind of slowly working it out a little bit. I know, Joe, yesterday we were talking about how people keep using these pry bars, but the pry bar was too big to get in there, and this guy would fit in there. So, pry bar, hammer. I guess you could use it as a screwdriver. They somewhat work as that. So work this guy, keep working him out. Nice and slowly. Being a little stubborn one. Maybe he'll come on out of there. Got enough room now. I might get a real pry bar in there. Do a little better. Let's work this guy out. Don't look like he's been out in a while. No, his axles didn't look that bad when we got him, but that guy's being a pain in the ass. Let me here. Real pry bar. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Never gotten one this far and it not wanting to just fall out. We ain't in the north. We don't deal with that salt crap. Say that. We kind of do. Live on the beach. A lot of us do, like the beach club. What if I got to do anything in here? Any of this has got to, I got to take anything put in there. I'm not forcing this thing. Just kind of easing it out slowly. This backing plate. I mean, y'all actually run these backing plates, but first time a hub comes off any of our vehicles on the front, you gotta have them in the back. Anytime the first one comes off, we snatch them things off there, because all they're good for is hanging rocks up in there. Well, I don't know how well you can see it in there, but there's a snap ring in there. I feel like y'all should have told me about that. So we go grab some snap ring pliers. I bet you that guy right there will fall right out. We already done got it loose. See where this is. See if we can get in here. I'm gonna try to do this and record at the same time. Oop, those guys are not anywhere close to getting in there. Oh then. Guess I'm gonna need some longer snap rings, or maybe I can pop it in there with a screwdriver, get a little pop. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Let's mess with this guy a minute. Well, I've been messing with this guy for like 2 hours now, trying to get these hubs out. Getting a little frustrated, so we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna jack this guy up, push him out. Get him out, throw him off to the side. We'll get that guy, bring him in there, in here, and start messing with that one, because this guy's pissed me off a little bit, and I think I need to take a break from this one for a minute, step away from it. I even pulled the cover off. I was 98% sure there was no C-clips in here. There's not any C-clips in here. There's nothing holding it. So they're just being a pain in the butt in there. And I've got both of them. A little bit of a gap in here. Got them come out that far, just cannot get them to come. I've been beating and prying and beating and prying. Broke the wheel speed sensor off on that side. Just can't seem to get them out. So I'm gonna take a break from this one for a little bit and wait till I have another hand here, because I do have it on the jack stands and I've got the engine hoist just kind of holding some support on it a little bit. So I'm gonna wait till Joe gets here this evening and can give me a hand, help holding this thing a little bit better so I can get a little more oomph on it. But we're gonna get that 10.5 loaded up and pulled it in here and start ripping it down. Well, we got the Sterling in the shop. My lunch date's here and it is definitely lunchtime. So we're going to go grab some food and then come back and get this guy strapped down, and hopefully it won't give us as many problems. A little simpler. So get him strapped down and start building again. So I need to make a correction. I called this Hoppy earlier. This is Pebbles. Maddie's Jeep's name is Pebbles. Hoppy is the one that's over there. This is Pebbles. Pebbles has Hoppy's old axles. It's a 44 out of a Hoppy, which was I think it's a 2013 Rubicon. It's a 2013 just JK. Well, back in the shop. We had to shut the door. Got our heater going. It's getting a little cold out, but we're gonna start stripping this Sterling 10.5 down. This one should be a lot easier than that Dana 60 front, I'm hoping. Well, let's get started. So if you're using the Barnes truss, this guy here is where your sway bar end links connect. It actually lines up. Of course, the video doesn't even really show. There we go. So this is where your bolt goes in for your brake caliper bracket. Those two guys line up. So I think in the future, maybe we take this guy and mount him up here, because then there's nothing that it's going to get in the way of. Then you can put your impact on here to pull them off instead of having to get a wrench or do like what I did and a socket. Well, you can wiggle a short socket on there, but then you can't get it off. So I had to beat it out of there. Just a little food for thought there on that. But we got the caliper, well, that one's broke loose, not off yet, but we got the caliper brackets off. Pop them in there, off there, and disc, whatever, brakes, brake rotor, yeah, and brake rotors. I'm popping them brake rotors off and keep right on chugging. Just another reason showing that we're not professionals. Spent the past 30 minutes taking these brakes and everything off, and all we're doing is regearing. We're not doing anything out here, not redoing brakes, parking brakes. That's all good. We knew that was good, and my intelligent self still took everything apart so I could pull the axle straps out. That unbolts from the bolts right there. And let's show you real quick. Just gonna hold this right there. Woo! That guy right there. And this guy. Imagine everything else here. Guys, their little dandy, whatever it is. Tap on. And then they're out. But, you know, non-pro over here started taking everything apart so I could do that right there. So, a little trick for getting these carriers out. Take you a wrench, in this case it's 18 millimeter, and put it on your ring gear bolts. And I can't ever remember which way to turn, so you try it one way and then try it the next. I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, you got to put the wrench on there, turn it one way. You ain't got to give it a lot of pressure. If you watch your carrier there, see how it starts coming out? And it'll start popping right on out. Slowly coming. You don't want to drop it, so I got my hand on it. Now it's loose. Now your pinion is no longer in contact with it, but it gets it started coming out to help you get that first little to move it. And then after that, you can get you a pry bar or whatever you need in there. So dropping this thing on me. Oh no, he's putting a pry bar to his axle. Oh no. Oh, whatever. Doesn't get it catch anywhere. Oh no, you're going to get metal shavings in your axle. I won't, because I can't even get proper. Let's see what's trying to go here. Oh. Grab anywhere. Here we go. That works. Real axle builder wouldn't do that. Okay. Yeah, it's fun a little bit. Oh, it's like right there. There we go. Working on out nice and slowly. Right, just like that. Got your carrier out. And this heavy son of a bitch is a Sterling 10.5 carrier that we're not going to use. So if anybody needs a factory open diff carrier, I think it's 373 gears. Got one right there. So Lauren asked why we were changing this out. Ooh, shit. Yeah, don't know why. This is literally, that's how they shipped us our carrier gears. Very not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. But that's how they shipped us our gears. Whatever. So we're replacing this open diff carrier with what's called a spool. A full spool. We're not using mini spools, none of that. We go. We're Syndic Mafia, so we full spool. This is what we are going to be replacing this guy with. Get all this off here. So the gear will mount on here. Of course, you got your bearings and stuff. But if you look inside of this one, it's got spider gears in here. So with an open diff, when the pinion turns, it turns the gear, and it's only going to send power to one wheel, whichever one has the least resistance. So we don't like that rock crawling. So that's going in the trash, or unless somebody needs it. We're going to replace it with this. It has no gears. This is one solid milled piece of steel. I think it's milled. I don't know how to make it. But the gear will go in here, and so when this spins, this will lock. Both tires will spin simultaneously together with no give. Nothing, no locker, no nothing. It's all the time. Both tires are spinning parallel. The axle shaft slide in there, lock into the gears. For those who don't know, these guys, they go from out here, that bolts to your outer hub here, comes all the way through the tube, slides into here. That's what makes the connection. that's what we're upgrading to. You know, a lot of people don't like spools, but it's a strict off-road vehicle. Most of the time we'll probably be three-wheeling. Rear will be obviously locked. We'll just lock one of the front hubs until we get to somewhere that we need all four wheels, so that way you can still turn and everything, because anybody that runs a locker in the front or a spool knows turning's a bitch. So we got another spool over there for the Dana 60 front, and most of the time it'll just be one wheeling in the front, two in the rear. That's what we're upgrading to. Well, we got pinion out, knocked all the races out. Now we're gonna pull that guy out the box and pull, I gotta go separate everything over there, figure out what is for the rear, what's for the front. We'll start getting that guy set up, go ahead and get some bearings pressed on it, and we're just gonna throw it in here with the outer shims it had there, and we'll try that to get started. See where that gets us, see if it at least gets us in the ballpark. Maybe we want to get lucky. Maybe we'll throw it in one shot. Yeah, that ain't happening. We all know that ain't gonna happen, but we can hope for the best. Hey, Maddie. Maddie drives Pebbles. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for what I said about your Jeep earlier. You'll see when you see the video. But this is Maddie. This is Joe, who these axles are for. This is his daughter. And then his wife's Jeep is back there behind Shitbox now. That's Dino. Say hi, Maddie. Well, we got the bearings pressed onto the carrier for our setup. Now we're just waiting for our pinion to freeze for a little bit, and then we'll put the bearing on that and drop the pinion in there and drop this guy in there and see where we're at. But we're gonna have to wait a little bit, let the pinion get good and cold. So, me, not living in the present, forgot we have a press. So I pressed the pinion on, and then realized we didn't have setup bearings. We got them for the 60, but we're having to make our own. It's gonna be kind of loud, but Joe grinding the race for the pinion, so then we can take it in and out like such. This one might still be hot. Woo, a little warm. Let's see if we can see that guy will slide in and out like that. So then we can put the shims between the race and the housings, so we can set up for preload, all that, and then adjust the depth for your pinion to the gear, the correlation between the two, and try you part of setting up the gears. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but that's how I was taught, and so that's how we do them around here. So once Joe's done grinding that one, we're gonna start setting up in here and see if we can't get this dude set up tonight, or at least 2 or 3 rounds of it done, and then I'll probably be done for the day. And I know Joe's been working all day. That's a lot. We all work full-time jobs and try to do this full-time, but it's what we love. Well, we got gears set in. They're not set. They're just in there. We did kind of guesstimated on some shims and got us, well, originally we were 19 thousandths.
Yeah.
Backlash, but definitely need a lot more pinion. So we wrote everything down. I do a nice little chart, keep track of everything, what we do. And so we'll go from there, but we've got the shop cleaned up. This is Crazy Joe. You haven't met him yet.
Yep, Crazy Joe.
So a lot of these videos are going to be a lot of me and him in here. And then if we're not in here, it'll be us with everybody on the trail. But this is going to be our first video. Still don't know what we're calling this channel yet, because it's not going to be Send It Mafia, but we're going to be representing Send It Mafia. Probably something.
I think it just need to be Crazy Joe's garage.
Yeah, I'm thinking Crazy Joe's. We've got our sign over here. That's what we call this place, Crazy Joe's. So, but hopefully this will become a thing, and we'll try to post as much as we can. we'll see you on the next one.